Fortnite Creative has a lot of items, and by that I mean a lot. But there are some that Epic Games just won't add to Creative mode. And today I'm going to go over all of those and see how likely they are to appear in the game in the future. Let's go. Okay, so this video is going to be split up into three categories. We've got the items that are likely to be added in the future, the items that are unlikely to be added in the future, and the items that almost certainly won't be added in the future. Just because something's unlikely to be added, or I say it won't, doesn't mean it can't. You know, Epic might surprise us like they did with the paintball launcher from Party Royale and the mythics and the exotics, but it seems like these particular items have been singled out and purposefully not added. So let's start out with likely to be added in the future. Now there are three main things that I can see that are probably likely to be added at some point in the future. Firstly, it's the Shockwave Hammer and the Ageless Champions Shockwave Hammer. These, I would say, are pretty likely. They were almost added in the most recent update, as of recording this, 23.10. I think Epic just needs to fix bugs with the physics and such before they can release this item. Then we've got the Fire Trap from Chapter 2 Season 4. I'd say this is fairly likely to get added, as they have added all of the other fire-related items. I don't know why this one was singled out. It's like the only item from that season that's not Marvel related, so hopefully we do get that in the future, because it would be a nice variant of the trap, and we don't have that many traps. We don't get traps often in Fortnite, so it'd be cool to get that in Creative. And finally, we have the Nuts and Bolts crafting resource from Chapter 2, Season 7 and 8. We have the other crafting resources like bones and mechanical parts, so I can see this one getting added at some point. They probably just missed it off, to be honest, and forgot about it. Alright, now on to unlikely to be added in the future. We've got the Chug Cannon, which is an exotic that we don't have for some reason. I reckon it is possible we could get this, as we have the Bandage Bazooka and we already have like Chug Splashes and stuff. Just like the Dub and the Icy Grappler, which are also unlikely. I don't know why these exotics were singled off. These are the only ones we don't have. We have all of the other exotics that they've created thus far, so I don't know why these particular ones were singled off. There's also a few mythics that we're missing. We're missing Huntmaster Saber's Rifle, Ocean's Bottomless Chug Jug, Inquisitor's Suppressed SMG, the Foundation's MK7 Assault Rifle, and Sloan's Striker Burst Rifle. I don't know why we're missing these. I don't know why we don't have the Chug Jug. Perhaps it's something wrong with the coding. The Thermal Rifle and the Suppressed SMG, I have no idea. The Foundation's MK7 Assault Rifle was always a bit of a weird one, because that was always missing from when they added the mythics. And Sloan's Striker Burst Rifle, we did technically get. We got a different version of the Striker Burst Rifle that has a smaller mag size, I believe. So yeah, that was a bit of a weird one really, wasn't it? We've also got the Spire Jump Boots from Chapter 2 Season 6. These were kind of useless, I can't lie. You'd just like jump a few times and then you'd be able to redeploy your glider. Those were pretty shocking, so I won't be losing sleep over not getting those in Creative, I won't lie to you. Then there's the Grabatron and the Proper Fire. We're not getting the Proper Fire because we've already got the Proper-matic gun in Creative. And the Grabatron, they're working on a device version, or they were a long time ago. It seems to have been scrapped. If you watched my scrapped Fortnite Creative video, you would have known that already, so give that a watch. But yeah, those invasion items don't seem to be on the horizon for Creative. Then we got the Plunger Bow from Party Royale. Well, you never know, we did get the paintball launchers, so anything's possible, I guess, but I don't think that one's really likely. Then there's the OG Crossbow, which hasn't even been in the game since Chapter 1 Season 3, I believe, or Chapter 1 Season 4, and it's basically just been replaced by the Fiend Hunter Crossbow and the Cupid's Crossbow, so I don't think we'll be getting that one in the future. The Snowball Launcher and the Egg Launcher, for some reason Fortnite keeps bringing back to BR every year, but they never put in Creative. But we do have the Big Chill Exotic in Creative, which is sort of a mix of the Snowball Launcher and the Chiller Grenade, so I guess that's something. The Hunter's Cloak was an item from the Primal season. I don't think we'll get that one in the future, to be honest. There's not really much incentive to add it, because it would just allow you to tame animals, and we can just do that in Creative with the press of a button, so yeah, I don't think that one's going to be coming anytime soon. And then we have another exotic, the Unstable Bow. I have to imagine something is wrong with the coding to not allow that one in Creative, because we have the Grappler Bow, and both are still in the files, both have come back for Chapter 4 Season 1, but something must be wrong with the Unstable Bow for Epic to not want to add it. Something presumably to do with the way that the arrows change every time you shoot it. And you got the Burger and the Tomato from Party Royale, which I believe are just item versions of the cosmetic toys from the early battle passes from chapter 1, and obviously Epic isn't going to want us to have like free versions of paid cosmetic items, so that's why we haven't got those. The Witch Broom is a bit of a weird one. That's a mythic that I've always wanted to have in creative, but it seems like Epic just doesn't add those kind of mythics that will transform you and such. They just have variants of guns and items. We already have like the grapple gun. The Sneaky Snowmando we won't get because we already have the Sneaky Snowman in creative, which has been retextured to have the exact same design as the Sneaky Snowmando. Really the only difference is the name, that's it. Same with the Witch Broom. I don't think we'll get the Howler Claws from Fortnite Mares 2022 ever, which is a shame for me since I never used them, as I didn't play that Fortnite Mares like ever. But yeah, I think they just work like Wolverine's claws from Chapter 2 Season 4, to be honest. The Mythic Goldfish has been glitched into creative so many times, but we're never gonna get that, let's be honest. There's no real point. It's literally just an Easter egg in BR that I don't even know if it exists in the game anymore, so I wouldn't get my hopes up about that one being added. Now onto the things that won't ever be added in the future, most likely. A lot of these are sort of items that just won't work with Creative's coding, as they're coded to BR in different ways in the BR island. Anything's possible though, so who knows, but I don't think it's likely. Firstly, we've got the Victory Crown, which obviously works on Victory Royales, which aren't in creative apart from in Creative Royale, which works differently and doesn't grant crowned wins. It would be nice to have it as just a little like cosmetic item you can pick up and wear to have that cool glowing effect though. Then there's the Tent, which allows you to store items from match to match, and obviously Creative doesn't really have the right engine for that. Maybe when Creative 2.0 comes out, stuff like that will be possible, but right now it's really not. Same goes for Buried Treasure really, because that's sort of coded to the Battle Royale island in its shape and its mesh. So when Creative 2.0 comes out and we can make our own creative meshes, then perhaps that will be possible. The Reality Seed works a lot like the Tent really, where you can just sort of have items that grow from match to match, so I think that's most likely why we haven't seen it. The Upgrade Bench was actually accidentally released into creative mode during Chapter 2 Season 3, when the Fortilla Island was added, and it seemed functional there, so I don't know why it hasn't been added. I believe the old version of the Upgrade Bench might have been removed from the files entirely. I think the new one is slightly different, but for some reason Epic just doesn't want to add that, and I don't know why. Moving on, we've got the Friendly Bot Grenade and the Enemy Bot Grenade, which were from Battle Lab, which is no longer even an available game mode, so I guess those just aren't a thing anymore that we can use, but yeah, I would have loved to see those in creative. I just want some way to have like realistic bots so you can fill up lobbies more. That would be nice. The Zappatron, oh, that hasn't been around since Chapter 1 Season 1, or possibly even the pre-season, apart from a little cameo in Imposters and the end Chapter 2. But yeah, that one's been gone for so long that let's be honest, it's never going to get added to creative unless Epic brings it back as its own item, which these days seems more realistic as stuff like the railgun does exist. But yeah, it's possible. We'll have to see on that one. The Midas Drum Gun from Chapter 2 Season 2 just won't get added because the Jules Drum Gun effectively took its place, as did the Shadow Midas Drum Gun. Like, the Midas Drum Gun just doesn't exist in the files anymore, but we did get the two other drum guns, so you know what, I think we're good for mythic drum guns. Spire Assassin's Recycler is a mythic version of the Recycler, and let's be honest, if that got added, would you ever use it for anything? It's a recycler. The Guided Missile Launcher was entirely removed from the files. I don't think this was ever officially added to creative mode, but it was possible to get it through chests in the very early days, but this has been gone since 2018, and I don't think it's ever going to make a return. However, there have been leaks that suggest that Epic is working on an updated version of the Guided Missile Launcher, like a new one, so it is possible we could see this weapon return in a new format, but the original will never get added. The Alien Knock Gun Launcher was used only in the Mothership minigame in Chapter 2 Season 7. This would be pretty fun to have in creative, it just like knocks people back, so I could have a lot of fun with this, but yeah, I don't think this is coming to creative, let's be honest. The bars feature isn't coming because, well, it's not coded to creative, and also it's kind of pointless. We have gold, we have other ways of having currency on our map, so there's no real point to having bars from BR. Energy ammo, which went with the Zappatron, I believe, is in creative, but you can't select it because it's only used for stuff like the ray gun, which already has infinite ammo. So yeah, there's no real purpose adding it to creative because it wouldn't do anything. So if we ever get something like the Zappatron, then we could possibly see energy ammo. Then we've got the 4 traps from really early BR, which were replaced by the Spike Trap and the Bounce Pad. The Wall Dynamo, the Ceiling Zapper, the Directional Jump Pad, and the other directional jump pad. I don't know why there's two others. These just aren't going to get added because there's already other variants. There's already the spike trap, there's already the zapper trap from Season X, there's already the bounce trap. You know, there's other variants of these things that are more appropriate for BR. However, it would be really cool to see these in BR, like the wall dynamo and the ceiling zapper are in Save the World, so it would be cool to get more Save the World traps in creative. The spiky stadium was only in playground mode around chapter 1 season 5, I think. I don't think this is going to get added because of server reasons and because the item might not even exist in the files anymore. It creates this massive structure, so yeah, that could easily lag our Epic servers. The revive grenade was only used for the bodyguard LTM, and it seems like Epic won't add LTM specific weapons and items into creative mode, which also goes for the dual suppressed pistols, which is a unique weapon only available in spy games. Now, since this is an entirely new weapon that's only been used there, it would be really cool to see the dual suppressed pistols in creative. This also goes for the water balloon, which was only in the splashdown LTM back in chapter 1 season 9, I think it was called, where you just throw a water balloon. It's also a item version of a paid cosmetic, so yeah, Epic isn't going to want to let us have that one. Then there's the rotor cap, the thruster, the motor, and the raptor's claw, all from the Impossible Escape LTM in Chapter 2 Season 6. Again, all of these items have no real purpose outside of that LTM, so there would literally be no point having them in creative. The Clomberry is a weird one. For some reason, they just won't add it. They added the Slapberry, which is just a recolored version of the Clomberry. They broke the foraged items boxes for months because the Clomberry was meant to come out of it, and because it didn't, they basically just broke that feature. The Clomberry will presumably come if they ever finish working on the Clombo device, but it doesn't seem like they're going to at this rate because it's been a long time since they worked on that one. TNT in its Kaboom Bow is a really balanced mythic version of the Boom Bow that would be really nice to have in creative, but unfortunately it was removed entirely from the files before mythics were added in Chapter 3 Season 1, so we're not going to get it. The Herald's Burst Rifle, the Evochrome Shotgun, and the Evochrome Burst Rifle, I really don't know. I have to imagine that the Epic can't get the Evo feature to work in creative where you deal damage and that upgrades your weapon, but they also worked on Evo-less versions of the Chrome Shotgun and the Chrome Burst Rifle, so I don't know why we haven't got those in creative, but it seems like we're not going to, unfortunately, which is a shame. And that's everything that likely won't ever be added to creative, apart from, you know, collaborations like all the Marvel and Star Wars stuff, because let's be honest, we're never getting those. That's a lot of stuff, and honestly, I really hope we get some of it in creative in the future. I would love to see stuff like the Zappatron or the Flame Trap and just stuff like that would just give us more options than we already have to spice up our game experiences, but yeah, it doesn't seem likely. So thanks for watching. Let me know your favourite particular item that you'd love to see in creative in the future, and use code Jakus for, I don't know, for your favourite item to be unfolded.